Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Hakuoki Ito Blossoms. In Harada's route, at the end, we're just waiting. This chapter took fucking forever. It's like the battle kept going. It's like, are we done yet? Like, are we done with this? Come on, can you just kill him already? like, I thought we were gonna get to the end in the last part, but it just went way over time, and so I kind of had to cut off. It was a slight segue. It's still a little cock blocky because it wasn't the best place to end it. But yeah, so we're still at the end. I'm sure it's gonna kind of end in a few minutes. I don't know how much longer though. So we'll probably get the end of chapter 4 here, the end of the good route, see the good ending. If it's like 30 minutes or longer, then we'll just have this be a short part and we'll do the bad endings in a whole other part. This way we don't kind of mar the beautiful happy ending. If the happy ending's under a half an hour, then we'll start the bad endings and then we'll probably have another part to finish them because they usually take about an hour to do because we have 5 of them and we have to skip through stuff. So anyway, we'll see what happens. It's just fair warning. We stood quietly in each other's embrace. After a while, Shinhanami emerged from behind the bushes. What's he doing hiding in the bushes? Phew! Looks like you handled them too. Yeah. Is that all the Imperial Army's furies then? I believe so. Shinhanami answered curtly, and I watched his brow furrow as he scanned our surroundings. Hey, allow me to apologize for all the Choshu's wrongdoings. They just had their backs against the wall. Like Kodo said, conflict is brewing all around the world. This new age is going to be something. The Choshu cherish this country and want to keep it stable, which I suppose is the reason they're so adverse to foreign influence or occupation. Yes, I understand. Shinhanami wore a melancholic expression, and suddenly I thought of his old friend Takasugi. Yeah. Thinking about how much Shinhanami had cared for Takasugi, how much he had sacrificed for his friend's well-being. And the weird thing is, did we ever meet that friend? No. I don't know. I had no room to criticize him. I don't think it's ever been mentioned till now. Maybe it was, I don't know. Damn, the music in the background is like, it's such a crescendo back there. It's like, ta-da! Anyway, Shinhanami, I remember you telling us before that you believed you were soulless, but I'm not sure I agree with that. I mean, look, everything you've been through, from serving your friend's master, to losing Takasugi, and then to now, I'm sure they're all so proud of you. We might have different opinions about what having a soul means, but that's how I feel. I remember Shinhanami seething with contempt as father mocked Takasugi's death so casually. Something clicked inside of Shinhanami, and suddenly he pursued my father at every turn, hoping to thwart him and protect the innocent people of Ito. I think if Takasugi were watching Shinhanami from the afterlife, it would have elated him to see his old friend passionately carrying on his legacy. Contrary to what Shinhanami may think, I believe the idea of a soul captures something unique and essential to our experience as living beings. We cope with our mortality by reminding ourselves of its frailty. We realize how precious it is when we understand how quickly it can all be taken away. Just being able to pass on values, inspiring others to dedicate themselves to something more. In this way, we truly can live forever. You still plan on spending the rest of your life with that man? Humans are such weak creatures. Death comes to them easily. Illness, injury, or even freak accidents. Compared to demons, they're worthless. Feeble, delicate beings that contribute absolutely nothing as a species. What? I prepared myself to refute Shinhanami's claim, but yeah, you got that right. It's a thin string keeping human lives on the balance. I don't think there's a single person who's got any idea of how to change that. The men I killed in Kyoto didn't know how, and to tell you the truth, neither do I. You live by the sword and you die by the sword. That day could come at any moment. I knew that Sanosuke was speaking of a hypothetical situation, but having been so recently involved in a near-death encounter, I'd rather he hadn't. Sanosuke! I playfully reprimanded him. Sanosuke winked at me, then turned back to face Shinhanami with a kind expression. But just because our lives are, as you put it, feeble and delicate, which I guess makes it way easier to kill us, it gives us the perspective to value our time on this planet so much more and make the most out of it. I guess we have to carve our own ideas for what constitutes an ideal life, since it's all meaningless. Shinhanami raised an eyebrow at Sanosuke in response to his suggestive musings. After a moment, Shinhanami curled his lips into a warm smile. You humans speak so nonsensically. It's no wonder that I hate all of you. Or you? It may be easy to justify living fully, burning your candle at both ends until the fire dies out, but I don't think you've ever considered what it's like for people you leave behind. I hadn't been sure if I was just imagining things, but Shiranomi's poignant comment had a lonesome quality to it that rang honestly to me. It was clear that the memory of his dear friend was something with which he wrestled daily. Although he knew that they would never meet again, accepting the truth was another thing entirely. Perhaps even demons could be vulnerable, and no amount of physical prowess or healing powers could shield us from the loss of what mattered most to us. Shiranui spun around and began to walk towards the trail surrounding Ueno. Oh, Shiranui! Where are you going now? For now, I'll return to Choshu. I have some business to attend to. First, I must visit his grave. Ah, you're going to Choshu. But rest assured, I have no desire of acquainting myself with humans anymore. I don't think I could bear the agony of losing another friend. But what's going to become of this country? Like, he fucking knows. He's not psychic. You and my father both mentioned that we'll need to prepare for the tide of foreign influence to keep our independence strong. Well, yeah. Our country is ushering in a new age, which means there's still plenty for us to do. However, I still have hope that the transition will go smoothly. Why is that? If the Choshu inherit the same tenacious spirit as their predecessors, then perhaps it'll make all the difference. No matter the outcome, I trust in their judgment in this tentative period. By the way, still think the concept of a soul is bullshit. Leaving us with a sardonic remark, Shiranui vanished. This time, for good. Well, I guess it's time for us to figure out our future, too. Especially you. You've been through a lot over these past years. From now on, I want to fill every moment we spend together with magic, okay? Oh, hi. We already spent some magic time with you. Sonosuke gently slunk his hand around my shoulders. His hand was my totem through all of the trials that we'd experienced as a pair. This time, I could touch and feel it all for myself, knowing it brought me a greater happiness than I'd ever known beforehand. See, I mean, that was taking 10 minutes. I rested my hand in his, the hand of the man I loved, and shut my eyes without saying a thing. This is probably the end. So now we're going to get the ending in the good chapter. So see, I'm just saying, like, it would have been another 10 minutes. It would have been like an hour and a half part. It was already an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, Jesus. So, like... Ugh! Why are you so pretty? He's so fucking pretty. So fucking pretty. And, I mean, I cannot believe we got busy. Like, hello? That didn't happen. I'm still... Why isn't it on the other routes? Why? Anyway. Sorry, we're just watching this in the background. I just did this because I don't think we've ever looked. Harada's voice actor did Mr. Gasmask in Bad Apple Wars. That's fucking hilarious. I don't think we ever looked him up because I didn't recognize his name and he's not in Code Realize. But like, I was just like, while we're sitting here, let's look it up and see. Because you know I have the guide up. Dude, he's also Sonic the Hedgehog in a lot of shit. That's pretty funny. Like, and if I see this correctly for a game, I'm pretty sure he's also in the show. Let me double check. Yeah, he's Lau in Black Butler. That's fucking awesome. We've got like half the Black Butler cast in this. Oh dear God. Okay, we have like 3 that I can recall off the top of my head, but that's pretty fucking hilarious. That is amazing. That's great. This is why I do this. This is why I look. Yeah. So we have Finny, we have Sebastian, and we have fucking Lau. That's great. That is fucking great. I enjoy this greatly. Here we go. Final chapter. Good, good. Good, good. Good, good. Weeks passed, and Sanosuke and I crossed the ocean together in search of our new home. We found the quaint, secluded place that Sanosuke had always dreamed of, where the distant memory of war washed into the shoreline to a faraway place. Our home was beside a cliff, and every afternoon we watched the sunset descend into the sparkling horizon, stretching as far as the eye could see. Great! It's a perfect place for, like, if. Well, that kid was stupid because he fell off the cliff, so. You get rid of the dumb kids. It felt surreal to live the kind of life that, for me, had only existed in conversations. Our dreams came true, and under a foreign sky, I spent my life with my soulmate. It was bliss. I never imagined the possibility of seeing my dreams come to fruition. Of course, and none of this would have been possible by myself. Well, yeah. The view of the thin fog approaching from the other side of the ocean entranced me. From behind me, I heard a baby crying, "Oh, dear God! No! 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 No!" As adorable as Harada babies might be, no! I don't want babies! No! You just ruined Spacey's fantasy. You ruined my fantasy. This is not good. This ruins everything for me. As adorable as he's gonna be with a baby. I mean... Hey, Spacey, do something! No matter what I do, he won't stop crying. Oh, okay, I'll be right there. I rushed to where I heard the voice coming from. There stood Sanosuke, holding our wailing son tightly in his arms with a panicked expression. That's kind of funny, though. He's like, what the fuck do I do? That's exactly my face with babies. The fuck is this, and what do I do? Take it away. Why doesn't he like me? As soon as you left, he started screaming bloody murder like I lit him on fire. Okay, this is kind of funny. You're too rough with him, Sanosuke. Babies are delicate. You need to be gentle when you hold them. Yeah, but if he's a man, then maybe he needs to learn not to whine so much. Oh my God, now he's being a bitch. Oh, there you go again. You're just gonna make him cry. What? Nice, sweet, wonderful, sugar ball, fucking Harada can't handle a baby. It's pretty funny. Oh, there. Don't cry, little one. I'll be a good boy, okay? I walked over to Sanosuke and stroked our son's face tenderly. His round face was so precious, and after a moment, his crying began to calm. I just wanted to raise him right, you know? And since he's a man, I gotta prepare him for what life as a warrior will be like. If he's this bad now, I can't imagine what it'll be like when he's older. Oh my God, you're the worst. See, this also ruins the fantasy. Oh, Harada, you're so sweet and wonderful. And like, you have way too many expectations for a fucking baby. The thing can't even move on its own. It's useless. Stop. When are you placing expectations on a child that hasn't even grown his first tooth yet? Besides, there are no more samurai in Japan. At the end of the war, the Imperial Army claimed their victory and instituted the New Age, later known as the Meiji era. Warriors, merchants, and civilians alike were all formally given equal class status, and samurai were all but extinct as the age of swords had ended. You're right. Japan doesn't need any more samurai, does it? Someday, though, they'll need us again. A war never changes. Who knows what the future holds? You might have a point. I stared intently at our son as he rested in the comfort of Sanosuke's arms. My prayers were answered when he was born a male. As my descendant, demon blood flows through his veins just as it does through mine. Ah, okay, yeah. Having a daughter would put her at risk in the same way demons sought to abduct me for my blood. Sanosuke furrowed his brow, perhaps noticing the shift in my mood as I stared at our son. It'll be alright. I'm never gonna let anything to happen to you or him. You never know. I mean, seriously, you're just never gonna let your husband have sex with you again because you're probably gonna have other kids and it's probably gonna be a girl. You'll be like, oh, girls! That's my promise to you, no matter what. I looked back at him, gazing into the amber pools of his eyes, and smiled in return. I know. I believe you. Someday our son will become a man. He'll meet the woman of his dreams and maybe even have a child of his own. As the cycle continues, I'm sure that the demon blood will become diluted, leaving behind the ghosts in our past. As long as I should live, I trusted Sanosuke to devote his life as a father and husband, and for the first time in my life, I felt truly safe. It inspired me to keep him safe as well, knowing that there was so much we had to look forward to. The two of us glanced at the azure sky dazzling above the ocean. This was our peace, and we earned it. When I turned back at Sanosuke, he winked at me. You know why she had a baby, right? Because they had sex before they got married. We should have known that was coming. Should have known. With the getting bit, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no. She was already pregnant there. Does the carpet match the drapes? That's so inappropriate and fucking hilarious. I love it. But it's funnier because they, had a little fling before the end. And wow. Does the carpet match the drapes? I mean, I'm thinking they didn't have hair dye, so probably. But it's still fucking hilarious. Like, God, the people who write the fucking things for this are great. Anyway, so now that we've traumatized you, now we're going to traumatize you. Now that we've had the nice, beautiful, happy ending, we're going to do the terrible endings. So, bird. Okay, we are going to do low romance. Wait, whoa. Oh, I was like, wait, why don't we? Yes, wow, I forgot. He doesn't have, he's not a Fury, so there's no corruption. Okay. Wow, fuck, man. So that's cool. I was like, wait, what, huh? Why don't I get to choose the corruption? Obviously, because there is none, so. We'll see if we can do all the endings in this part. We'll see. So. I just wish we could skip to the choices. I suppose in this one we could have made saves every time we had a question. So, like, we could have done it, well, for this ending. Well, this one didn't work. You know what? Low romance, and then chapter 4, low romance. When we get to the next choice, because we do the same thing for the first option here, I'll save, because then we can just do the fourth bad ending, and then we don't have to, like, skip through. We don't have to skip through all of this again. As Nagakura waded clumsily into the darkness, I made my escape, sliding open the front door as quietly as humanly possible so nobody would notice. I was committed to heading for Ito alone. Harada insisted that he would have wanted to join me. I knew, deep down, this wasn't the truth. This wasn't his journey to take. And if he missed the opportunity to fight beside his dearest friend, Nagakura, while they both still lived, I was sure he would regret it for the rest of his life. I couldn't be responsible for that kind of regret. A frigid wind brushed against my cheeks as I traversed through the dark, hilly trail, watching my breath turn to vapor as I huffed from exhaustion. If I looked even once over my shoulder, I knew that I'd regret leaving alone, so I kept my eyes focused on the trail ahead and ran swiftly. Just then, howling dogs in the distance startled me. Dogs had the ability to track scents from kilometers away, so it was likely that it had already picked up on my location. Help! Harada! I cut my hand over my mouth. It worked partly as a way to stop myself from saying his name, but it was more so an attempt to refrain from panicking. Each howling bark was louder than the last. Why would dogs attack us? Just then, 3 enormous dogs lunged from behind a bush, pouncing towards me through the darkness, like wild dogs. Ah! I caught sight of their razor-sharp fangs, which were pointed right towards me as they charged forward. Just as I threw my hands in front of my face. God damn it! How many times do I have to tell you not to leave my sight? That voice. I heard a spear twirling overhead. Harada swung the end of his spear against one of the charging wild dogs, cracking one of its ribs. The dog whimpered out of cowardice and fled back into the bushes. I timidly peeked through the fingers covering my face to see him standing right in front of me. Are you hurt at all, Spacey? Harada wore an expression of admonishment, peering down upon me with pity. Whatever convictions I'd held to carry myself into the wilderness were cast aside, and all of a sudden, I felt foolish for entertaining the thought. Yes, I muttered with my head held low. Let's head back now. You're going to explain whatever it was that compelled you to pull this crap on me. Harada turned away from me coldly. We walked together in silence back to the inn. And this isn't the first time you've tried leaving me without saying goodbye. And something about this time hurt more than the last, though. Do you really not want to be with me? I thought of causing Harada pain was unbearable, and there was nothing that I could say or do that would allow me to save face in a sincere manner. Instead, I watched my toes flex timidly as Harada kept his gaze fixed upon me. It's my responsibility to stop my father. But isn't your responsibility also my responsibility? No. I shook my head. Harada, there are so many people who care about you that deserve far more of your time than I do. The Shinsengumi, Heisuke, Nakakura. The first two you threw away for my sake. Yeah, and that was my decision. I have no right feeling guilty over that. Harada spoke resolutely, and I wanted so badly to believe him, but I just can't bear the thought of being the reason that you and Nagakura have to split apart. I mean, what would happen if either you or Nagakura were to die? How could you live with that? Okay. Oh. And we still have sexy times. He's like, you're not leaving me. Which, I mean, we kind of know because the next choice, we skipped the second choice in this chapter on these low romance endings. Which, what was the second choice that we had? Hold on. Oh, when we're in the forest together and we say, like, I'm still doubtful or no, or like, yeah, I'm totally cool with killing my dad. We don't have that choice in this, the low romance or the bad endings. So we just get to the next part where we're talking to Ibuki and his lady friend. So we might do this one and then I'll do the fourth bad end, the other chapter 4 bad ending, because that last choice, you know, he's kind or like, well, I'm used to it. That's the difference between the unrequited love ending and the bad ending. It's the only thing. So, yeah, see, so we're just instantly here. We don't have that moment in the forest. So we might just do those two, and then I guess then we'll see where we are. Because, I mean, this chapter just, sometimes the endings take a long time and sometimes they're quick, you know? So I don't know. Oh, okay, we're doing the low romance, right? Yes, he's very kind. Okay. Oh, shit, I was going to save there, wasn't I? Hold on, stop. Let's rewind back here. Sorry. I forgot I was supposed to save here so that I don't have to redo and skip through all this shit again. Boop. Boop. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whoops. What am I doing? Crap, there it is. Okay, sorry. I was like, shit, I forgot to save. Back it up. That's what we can do. Okay. So now we're doing the unrequited love ending. So. They're having conversations. I have a feeling we're gonna fight with Kodo and he's gonna die. Or I'm gonna die. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna die. Aww. Yeah, that's the only CG we have of him where we don't have our derp face in it. We have the angry one where we're stabbing Kodo, but like, you know. Just thinking like, how are we gonna end this, you know? Da-da-da. What part are we on? Is this the 5th part or the 6th part? I don't even know. Huh. Don't know. Can't remember. Lost count. Sorry, just skipping through. So I'm like, my eyes are glazed over right here. Just skipping through everything, so. Okay, we're getting to it. We're getting to where we're gonna, someone's gonna, and then we're gonna get stabbed maybe. They're fighting, and we're gonna go stab our dad, and he's gonna kill us maybe. I'm gonna guess we're gonna die. Oh, no, Harada's gonna die, because that would be our low romance. Harada's gonna die, and then we're gonna have a baby by herself. Because she's already pregnant, I'm guessing. Because you know what I mean? She was like weeks later after this incident. Weeks later and you already have a baby? I'm just saying. It had to have been like months of weeks later. Like, when you say weeks, I'm like 2 or 3 weeks, not like, you know, 40 weeks. Like, not like fucking a year later, pretty much. Jesus, that's a lot of weeks. It's kind of off if you think about it. Like, Sanosuke! He instructed me to stay back and watch, but there's no way I could do nothing. Absolutely none. Without a second more to think, I unsheathed my kodachi and stormed for Sanosuke. The next moment, however, I blocked Sanosuke's body, and all 8 of the scalpels landed on my body like darts to a board. Excruciating pain rang through my whole body. You idiot! I told you to stay back! Sanosuke screamed at me out of concern, but I apologize. I couldn't just sit and watch it happen. Now you just killed his future wife and baby. Jesus, Spacey. I'll be okay. This is nothing. My body will heal itself soon. I inhaled deeply, biting my lip as I painfully extracted each of the scalpels lodged deep underneath my skin. Sanosuke winced each time one of the scalpels was pulled from my body, even more than when he had been stabbed himself. Just then... Spacey, do you intend on risking your life to kill me? I nodded curtly in response. I owe you so much for raising me, and I'll always be indebted to you as your daughter. But that's why stopping you is so important. I can't allow you to continue in good conscience. I see. Father's expression changed as he muttered coldly. He put 2 fingers to his mouth and whistled loudly, signaling the Furies who were battling Shiranui nearby. My Furies, she is fair game. Feast on her blood. She may be a demon, but she's still pure-blooded. She'll prove to be a delicate morsel, I'm sure. You rat bastard! Suddenly, I felt the haunting glare of dozens of red eyes all pointed straight at me. Then, I heard one of them eke towards me. Blood! Blood! A gang of Furies kicked at the ground and charged at me as a group. As I threw my hands in front of my face, in an act of self-defense, Sanosuke waved his spear at them. One of the Furies reined straight into the path of the spear, which Sanosuke drove deep into its heart. Sanosuke focused every ounce of energy left in his body for one last decisive battle. A herd of bloodthirsty Furies continued to charge. Blood! Give me your blood! Sanosuke weaved through them, using both ends of his spear to deal with the fury of rabid The flurry of rabid furies. The fury of rabid flurries. The flurry of rabid furies attacking him from all directions. He's so gonna die. I became horrified by harsh sounds of flesh being ripped apart by steel and the distant blood-curdling screams of Furies dying in agony. Damn it! They just won't stop! And there's no end to this! With his injured hands, Sanosuke struggled to keep up with the constant waves of Furies, and for everyone he killed, a dozen more would rise in its place. Sanosuke fanned his spear horizontally, but his strike missed, causing him to lose his balance. Sanosuke! Once more, I attempted to rush for Sanosuke with my kodachi in hand, but... Sanosuke shoved the butt end of his spear right into the bridge of my nose. Ah! Before I knew it, my body flew backwards. You idiot. I landed in the nearby bushes, and my face was searing white-hot in pain. I was seeing stars in my eyes, and a moment later... Gah! From a short distance away, I heard my beloved Sanosuke groaning in pain. Sanosuke! Oh no. I immediately shot back up to help him, but... I saw him, his longer, slender body swaying back and forth, wilting underneath the break of dawn. And then... Sanosuke's body dropped lifelessly to the floor. Well, that sucks. Blood! 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 Anyway. Only one word registered at all to the slow-moving Furies, all of whom seemed dazed by the heat. Everything went suddenly quiet, save for the grim sound of flesh being viciously ripped apart. What I didn't hear, however, was Sanosuke's voice. He hadn't called out my name, nor had anything left his lips after he'd fallen to the ground. Instead, I heard the Furies feasting ghoulishly upon his nearby body, licking its blood without abandon. Ugh. Stop! Don't you dare touch Sanosuke! I was helpless. There was nothing I could do. This is harsh, man. I desperately grabbed my kodachi and began to slash blindly at the group of Furies near his body. What good do you think that little knife will do to the Furies, my child? I knew that it was useless. Whatever wounds that I inflict upon them would only heal seconds later, twice as quickly as my body could heal. But I couldn't care less. A life without him was a hollow gesture, and I had no intention of living to see that day come. Just then, multiple gunshots cracked from behind me.
How intriguing to find not one, but two demons willing to sacrifice their bodies to feed my furies, eh? Face it, the extinction,
Jesus, Spacey!
of your people is inevitable. These abominations are nothing to boast about.
Shiranui screamed at the top of his lungs before glancing over at me.
I'm going to avenge Harada.
Aww, that's sweet.
He had better stay alive until I kill all of them, girl.
I nodded in return to his stern command. An indeterminable amount of time passed, and all I had was as reference was the break of dawn peeking through the horizon over to the east. Piles of decrepit, mangled corpses lined the entire mountain road leading up to Mount Ueno, and their horrific stench filled the air. From what I gathered, Shiranui had killed Father by shooting him several times with his pistol, but the details were a little unclear to me.
That's all of them. We suffered a heavy loss today.
Shiranui's words seemed to flow in one ear and out of the other, like a breeze lilting through a meadow of flowers. My eyes wandered along the path of corpses, landing on Sanosuke toward the end. His body was slashed beyond recognition by the Furies. Approaching, let alone touching his dead corpse would have been unbearable, if not devastating. He vowed to remain by my side eternally. After confronting my father, the two of us were going to make our dreams a reality, settling down in the countryside and starting a small family.
So, what's next for you then? I think it goes without saying that Ito now belongs to the Imperial Army. I don't think they'll show you any mercy if they discover you're affiliated with the Shinsengumi. Giving me the cold shoulder still, huh? Well, if you were planning on doing so, I could escort you to live in one of the demon villages. But you don't seem too keen on the idea. Well, whatever. It's your life, kid. Do what makes you happy.
I watched him intently as he lost his patience, and with that, Shiranui bowed his head and left. Shiranui and I shared something together, and that we grieved over the loss of someone dear to us, so I was sure that what I'd wanted to do next would have come as no surprise to him. My hand reached down to my hip, unsheathing my kodachi as I flipped the blade in my hands. I pointed its sharp tip towards my throat. Sanosuke, what I'm about to do might break your heart if you were here to see it, and it pains me to think that I could be any source of sorrow for you. Knowing you, you'd have probably tried convincing me to go on living as boldly as I could. I could see your lips smile at me kindly, with your soft-spoken charm. But the truth is, I'm not strong enough to live without you. Hold on, Sanosuke. We'll be reunited soon enough, okay? I shut my eyes, picturing him smiling warmly at me from some distant place. Jesus! It's harder because you're thinking like, you're not like, oh, okay. You're like, I'm pretty sure you were already pregnant at this point, so that kind of, ooh, ouch. I shoved the blade into my throat, feeling the cold steel crush my windpipe, and everything went black. Fuck. That was harsh as shit. Okay, we're gonna skip that. So we're gonna do bad ending 4 right now, and then we're gonna see. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I know. Stop with the fin screen. Stop. It takes up too much time. It's like 10 seconds wasted. Ah, stop it! I get it! It's too long! It's too long. Let me skip it. They won't let you skip it. It just stays there. You're like, shh, stop! You're wasting time. Took too long. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on. Let's go back to saves. Continue. Boop. Yes. Okay, so this is going to be weird because we normally do chapter 1, 2, 3, 4 bad endings, but so we do. I'm used to it. I'll be alright. I'm used to it by now.
You don't look too much older than me, but I gotta say, you got guts.
Well, she was living with the Shinsengumi for almost 4 years. Of course she's got guts.
Oh, she was, huh? That makes a lot more sense now.
Okay. The longest part of these is honestly skipping through the red text. That's what takes the longest. But the endings usually are quick. It's just the 3 days of reading text. I mean, you're skipping through the red text. So we both died. Okay. Who's gonna die this time? I think it's us. Because the blocked out spoiler text for this one, for the low romancy ending, well, the unrequited love ending, they never have like spoilery text. But these bad endings, they do. But this one's short, so I'm guessing it's us dying because, well, it could be Harada dies. But it's usually us. Eaten by Furies, maybe? I don't know, it's short. Boop, 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 boo-doo, boop, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. My body reacted before I had a chance to think. At first, I was standing in front of Father where Sanosuke had been standing. Then... Spacey! My mind must have been playing tricks on me, as I thought I'd heard Sanosuke frantically calling my name from behind me. Then... The eerie sound of flesh being cut into, like a knife digging from under the surface of skin and blood, sent a shiver down my spine. Time seemed to dilate, and my vision began to spin as I fixated upon the blood dripping to the ground. Everything moved at a snail's pace. Father killed us. My knees suddenly began wobbling like the power in my legs was leaving me, and I fell to the ground. Spacey! Are you alright? Spacey! Sanosuke was inches from my face, screaming out my name, but for some reason, he sounded so far from me, as if my anxiety couldn't have gotten worse. Yep, we die. Soon my vision had all but disappeared, blurring Sanosuke's facial features with each second. Oh. Fear of loneliness began to trickle in and out of reflex, I reached my hand out towards him. Without a second to hesitate, Sanosuke grabbed my hand and clasped it tightly in his own. As a result of how much blood I was losing, the rest of my body felt cold, akin to being submerged in a bath of ice. Because of this, his hand was awfully warmer than usual. I'm so sorry. I felt weak as I struggled to form sentences with my lips. All of this was my fault. We were supposed to make our dreams come to fruition at the end of this. I promised Sanosuke that I would always be by his side. After a while, every bit of feeling left in my body began to trickle away. Even the warmth of Sanosuke's hand was slipping from me. It'll be okay. Just wait here. After I handle everything, I'm gonna bring you to a doctor, and they're gonna fix you right up. Oh, the sound of his voice was muted in my ears, but I sensed him resting my body gently upon the dirt. From the corner of my eye, I watched him grab his spear and ready himself for another battle. All right, you bastards! Let's go! All of you at once! I, Sanosuke Harada, will destroy you! I shut my eyes as I tried to focus on what he was shouting from nearby. She takes the longest to die. I had been convinced earlier that he had depleted all of his stamina fighting throughout the night, and he was too exhausted to continue, but... I'm so sorry, Sanosuke. I'm not sure how much longer we can be together. It took her a long time to die, is all I'm saying. Like, for her to die. And the thing that I hate is that you can't, the fin screens. It's like, yeah, but it's like precious 10 seconds that we're wasting doing this when we could be... I know it's only 40, but it's a whole minute that we waste on these things. Like, almost. Okay. So now we'll do, yeah. Chapter 1. Low romance. Yes. Okay. Boop. Also this takes forever. Like, it's like 5 minutes of time we're wasting on these cutscenes. It's actually 5 minutes of time we waste through skipping through all the text that we've already read, basically, so. I mean, I forget, what game was it that there was one we were playing where you could skip through and just be like, skip to next choice, but it always like froze and then it didn't. It was like, okay, we'll just skip through the red text. But with this, I almost wish I had that option to be like, skip to the next choice and skip to the next choice just because I don't want this part to be an hour and 20 minutes. I'm sure you guys don't mind. I do. I don't want to be here all day. Makes it sound so bad. They're the bad endings. I don't want to do these. Ever. We do these because we have to. Completionist, but... Oh, Sanan. You sneaky bastard. I still love you. And I'm sorry everyone's mean to you. Everyone's so mean to my precious Sanan. I will never not love Sanan, okay? I don't even care. Like, you know what's funny? They never mentioned in this one that Kondo was beheaded. Like, obviously we know, and like... But maybe I guess it never would have gotten to them. Like, how would any of them been able to find them to tell him? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always some other way we run into people. Like, we're off and we run into somebody and be like, oh, so hey, where are these people? Oh, they're all dead. What? Like, I'm sorry for trying to run without saying anything. I mean, I have my reasons, though. Regardless, now that I was embroiled in this predicament, there was no way I could run. It was futile, and I silently bowed in front of Harada, whose lips curled into a troubled smile. Huh, there you go again. Beating me to it. Huh? Oh, well, you're smarter than you let on, and I knew you probably had a good reason for even considering it. As I'm sure you're aware, patience isn't exactly on top of my list of virtues, you know? So I can't help but get frustrated when I'm pressing you for answers, and you won't throw me a bone. Kinda made me worry, you know, about whether or not you still felt like you could confide in me. Harada reached his hand to his scalp, scratching his hair absent-mindedly out of embarrassment. And once more he let out a deep, audible sigh. Sorry, kid. I should have thought a little more carefully about your feelings on the matter. Shouldn't I? Oh no, please. I'm the one who should apologize. Forgive me. No, it's not that... Okay, we gotta stop. At this rate, we could stand here all day apologizing to one another. Harada grumbled sheepishly, but I couldn't help but laugh at how silly we'd sounded in hindsight. Oh, he's not gonna kiss us. You're right. So let's drop the whole thing. Okay, understood. We shared a chuckle together, and it relieved me that he and I could speak like how we used to. I gave an earnest nod. I wonder if he's gonna... Oh, I don't think he kissed us. Even the bad... Oh, snap. You make the wrong choice and you don't get kissed, girl. Anyway. So, this one's a medium-sized block of text compared to the Chapter 2 and 3 ones. Chapter 2 is the longest one. Chapter 3 is a little bit shorter, and this one's more than Spacey dies. What does the Shinsengumi truly want? You're really going to ask me that? If you want a good answer, you're better off asking Shinpachi or Hijikata about that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. Hey, don't sweat it. I guess if I had to give you my take on things... currently, the Shinsengumi's got one job, and that's doing whatever the hell the Shogunate asks. And since they're going through war, or going through what some would call a rough patch, it's our job to get them through it, and then Kondo's just climbing us up the ladder. Personally, I don't feel like I owe the Shogunate a goddamn thing. If you're asking me whether or not I'm willing to risk my neck for the Shogunate, I couldn't give you an answer. There's also the fact that I could never live with myself if I left any of these guys behind. It's kind of close to the chest. Right. And yet... But man, Shinpachi's really taking his time, isn't he? How far did he walk to get a drink? I don't want to see him so wasted that he starts making us all look bad. So I'm gonna go look for him and make sure he's alright. Oh, what's the matter? It seemed I didn't have an answer, however, as Harada caught on to my fears right away. If Sanan even so much as enters the same room as you come talk to me, got it? Okay. Uh-oh. Sanan kills us. After sending Harada off, I walked to my bedroom to pick up my things and prepare myself for bed. Just then, I heard my door slide open and I stood frozen to the spot. No, please don't tell me it's... Oh my god. Good evening, Yukimura. I hadn't seen much of you lately. You were starting to worry me. Sanan, you can't possibly kill me. That would be fucked up. Sanan! As before, he slinked closely to me without making a sound. That can't be a bad ending. Like I've told you before, there's nothing I can do to help you further. To help you further your research on the water of life. Oh? And why is that? Seems rather convenient of you to shirk responsibility, especially considering the hand your father had in bringing this serum here. Sana knew just how to peel open my guilt and poke at it relentlessly. I almost caught myself giving into his baiting advances, but I don't think you get to decide how I choose to atone for my father's sins, especially if it's in the interest of your research. Really, please illuminate me how best to do so. If your atonement involves the various housekeeping duties that one could train a child to do, and then please spare me the pain of listening to your drivel. Sanan, don't be a dick, I love you. How is Sanan so talented at tearing me down from the inside? Felt like everything that came out of his mouth was an icy provocation. I couldn't let him get the best of me. However, there's no way I could win if I were to let Sanan dictate the conversation in his own terms. I'll be on my way now. In just a minute there. Suddenly, Sanan was quietly closing in on me. Then he grabbed a hold of my arms tightly. Oh my god. Ow! Let go! Just as I began to scream out, he cupped his palm over my mouth. Hush now. As long as you cooperate and keep your mouth shut, no harm will come to you. No! You see, it's just that I'm growing rather thirsty. Say, you heal quite quickly, don't you? So a cut wouldn't do any harm. I heard the slink of a wakizashi being drawn by Sanan from his hip. No! I mustn't let him take my blood! I desperately squirmed to break free of him. Holy fuck. Stay still. If you move, I won't be able to aim. Sanan barked in my ear loudly. An excruciating pain shot through my chest. Suddenly, all of the feeling left my body, and I dropped to the floor. Did Sanan just fucking kill me? Oh my god! I lied there, helplessly unable to move. That's why I told you. A wound like this may require some help, and if you let me, I think I have the perfect recommendation to make. Sanan's voice quivered with madness, himself radiating with glee. Help me. Hurrah. Oh my god! Oh! Sanan, I always defend you! Why would you do this? I can't. I can't be mad at him. I love him. But Sanan kills, well, me. We don't go with Chizuru. We're not Chizuru. We're Spacey. But Sanan killed my ass. So holy shit. Wow. That was traumatic for me because I love Sanan very, very much. And we know I love Sanan very, very much. And holy shit. Sanan. Why? Why, Sanan? Why did you do that to me? Oh, I am so fucking hungry right now. That's why I really don't want this part to go on forever either. I'm starving to death. I'm like, I was hungry before I started recording this, but then I was like, oh, no, I'm fine. I'm not really that hungry. And now I'm like, my stomach is like, oh, I'm eating myself. I'm dying over here. This is so bad. Like, the point I have a stomach cramp in my stomach. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, no, this is worth it. Yep. Hi, hey, hotness. Chop her out. Yeah, I love that too. He's like, let me just unbutton my shirt in front of you. It's not like we haven't seen you topless before, but still, that's sexier than shit. All of our boys. They're pretty uniforms. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We have 2 more bad endings. We're on chapter 2, right? Yeah, and we have chapter 3, and then that's it. So, yeah. The longest it takes is skipping through the stuff, so. I'm not sure yet. I was being completely honest. Speaking candidly about the future felt silly when our fates were still undetermined, held by the thinnest of threads against the march of the Imperials. Another point of concern was the possibility that Kazama and the rest of the demons would attempt to whisk me away against my will. Dreaming of a bright future seemed so futile when my life was currently hanging in the balance. Sorry, I figured this would be a nice way to take the edge off. Keep our minds busy, you know? But I guess given our predicament, thinking about that life could be. What life could be is depressing, huh? What are you doing, bird? I'm sorry. Nah, don't be. Anyway, Oh, why don't we get some sleep? Tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Without another word, Harada pressed his back against the trunk of a huge nearby tree. I too joined him in lying down, trying to relax as I shut my eyes. I begged to whomever could be listening that all the men emerged from this conflict safely. Oh, that's right. Oh, we're gonna get killed by our dad, probably. Because this is where we run into Kodo, and then we tell him, I trust you to take care of him. We'll be like, I'll take care of him. And then we gonna die. So, hey, Shinanami, what's up? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just bouncing over here on my bouncy ball. Like, just trying to pretend. I'm not hungry, don't have hunger pains. I'm not hungry, not slowly dying. I'll eat something after this, obviously. I'll handle my father. Harada, please, let me try talking to my father. I'll handle him. He's gonna kill us. You must be joking. What makes you think anything you say will get through to that senile fool's head? But I might be able to convince him somehow. Please, give me a chance to speak with him. Harada kept his guard raised, biting into his lip as he gave my request some thought before. Fine, just one chance. But if Kodo tries to pull anything suspicious, I'm not going to hesitate to take him down. Got it? Yes, I understand. My throat gulped nervously as I stepped towards father. Okay, interesting. Okay, so that... Okay, wait, that didn't work. All right. I must do something to stop father. There's no way he wouldn't at least give me an audience. I am his daughter, after all. Don't get closer, you idiot! Harada noticed me from out of the corner of his eye and screamed at me to flee. Instead of acknowledging him, idiot, I sprinted towards father. Father, please wake up! Spacey. Suddenly, the cloudy haze in father's eyes evaporated, the sanity slowly returning their color. In this moment, I had a stunning realization. Father's mind hadn't been completely lost. There was something left to salvage himself. Father, you made it your mission to help the lives of those who are sick and needy. And this isn't what you really want, right? Please, tell your furies to stop. I pounded on his chest with one hand and clung to the sleeve of his kimono with my other. Father winced as I pleaded with him before turning to address the crowd of incoming furies. Ah, my dear children, why all the shyness? Hurry, eat to your heart's content. Father! Spacey, why do you interfere with my business? Father, snap out of it! Father slapped me across the face, and my cheek burned hotly as I maintained my firm grip on his sleeve. Suddenly... Watch out, Spacey! Get away from him! I heard Harada's frantic voice screaming behind me. Huh? I panicked, overwhelmed with everything happening around me, and as I turned to face where Harada was, I felt a sharp, icy pressure pierce into my heart. Oh dear God, who killed us? Huh? What just happened? Each pained breath seemed to suffocate me more, and all I could hear was the beat of my own heart. Spacey. As I turned to face my attacker, I heard the soft sound of my father calling my name. His lips curled into a warm, familiar grin. Did he just fucking stab us? A blinding light shined in my eyes, and father and I were suddenly standing together on a sunny balcony. My vision obscured, and father muttered to me quietly. You are bright, my child. You understand, don't you? Your refusal to accept the truth is ignoring the facts. Demons are next in the line of extinction. Yep, killed by her father. I struggled to grasp any of what father was saying. What was happening to me? His voice became suddenly distorted, its sound being obscured as if cotton had been stuffed into my ears. As father yanked the sharpened steel out of my chest, which stung twice as much as when it entered, my entire body went numb, and with nothing more to support my weight, I dropped to the floor. How strange. Blood trickled underneath my lying head. Hang in there, Spacey! Keep your eyes open! A hot, wet sensation rushed down my cheek. Once my vision had totally blurred, I couldn't lift my head, not even to search for Harada's face. Was this a tear? But why is Harada crying? Why? Oh, he was crying. Oh, that's even sadder. Oh, we hurt him! That's sad. Okay, so yeah, now we got our last one. Cool. Cool, this one will be a little over normal time because we got to go through our gallery, but not too much, so that's not bad. Cool, cool. Hurry! I must do a last bad ending. Do, 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 do. Okay, chapter 3. Last one. Boop. Boop. March 1868. 1868. If I could enunciate my words, it'd be great. Oh, look at you in your sexy uniform. God, you're pretty boys. Oh, Harada, your route was just so impressive to me. Because of the frisky times. I mean, we don't get that in any other route, so. I actually kind of forgot, too, that we have we go off on our own route. I don't know. I'm debating. Should we do that before we do Kazama and Hijikata, or should we just do that before we do Hijikata? By the time you see this, I'll probably already have recorded that, because I got to record it in mass, so I don't know. I'll make a decision. Definitely going to do it before Hijikata's. Because I feel like the end of the game should be Hijikata and not independent woman. You know, bullshit. But I don't know if we should do it before Kazama's route. 2 and then do Kazama and Hijikata or what. So, but I gotta make sure I write that down in my. I have a list that I wrote down the order that we did at the first game, so I know what order to go in this one, because I won't fucking remember. There's too many boys. Too many bazoys. Anyway. This one's a long. This is a long time. Takes a lot longer skipping through this one than I thought. Yes, I'm serious. Internally, I was desperately crying out no in response to Harada's question. But I had no intention of letting him know my true feelings, so I took a big gulp and answered him. Yes, I am serious. The color drained from Harada's face, and he curled his lips dejectedly. I see. His fingers were wrapped tightly around his teacup. Aound his teacup, that's what I said. Inside the cup, the tea rippled, and Harada was fixed on the image of the tea shaking in his hand. I watched him tensely, and after a moment, he spoke lightheartedly to ease the awkwardness. I knew it. It was only a matter of time before you got tired of living with 2 musty dudes, huh? Sorry, we're probably not the most glamorous pair. No, please, it's nothing like that. I truly enjoy spending time with the 2 of you. In fact, I really can't thank you enough for how graciously you've treated me. But what? Once more, I fell speechless. It was likely that if I spoke to Harada candidly about what had been tearing me apart inside, he would never permit me to leave. You don't want to tell me, do you? Jeez, you play so hard to get all the time, acting like such a damsel. But you're just stubborn. I apologize, but Look, I get it. I know you're going through a lot, but I can't just let you go like that. Hijikata made me swear to protect you. So I don't really have an option of saying, okay, see you later, either. But is being with us really such a bad thing? Has it gotten to the point where you can't even sleep in the same house as us? No. He backed me into a corner. Of course, I'd wanted to stay with them. Quite the contrary, if I hated them as Harada seemed to suggest, I wouldn't have even bothered asking. It's not fair for you to frame it in that way. I've never said that I hate you or Nakakura. And stay with us a little longer, would you? If there's nothing urgent, then why go through all the fuss of leaving so soon? His point was almost indisputable. He seemed so reassuring, so full of kindness. It saddened me to think that my time with him was limited, that I only had so long left to enjoy it. But I held steadfast, distressed by the conviction that eventually I would have to leave him. Okay, I'll stick around for a while longer. Before I knew it, Harada convinced me to stay. Oh, and we didn't get our little huggy scene because we were like, I'll stay. This one, is very drastically different. There's a lot of, because I figured we'd be kind of wrapping up the ending, right about now, but we still have one more choice to make. And then we're probably gonna die on our trying to escape, I'm guessing, because we trust Shiranui here. Which, I mean, we did anyway, but we left it up to Harada. But this time we're like, I think we can trust him. We're probably going to die. So I'm just saying. We're trying to escape, so interesting. But there was just a lot of different, like, the choice in that one was like, yes, I'm serious, or, well, there's a lot of different text. I think we can trust him. As far as stopping my father and his growing army of Furies goes, I think our interests are more aligned with Shiranui than we think. You're right. I've been looking him in the eye, and he seems to be telling the truth. Okay. So let's see. Ah! In the darkness, I lost my balance and slipped. Stupid. Spacey! Just then. The heck was that? Somebody out there! My neck shivered as they spotted us. Harada, go on ahead. At this rate, we'll both... What in the hell are you talking about? I'm not abandoning you. Harada screamed out to me when... A deafening bang cracked behind me, and suddenly an excruciatingly sharp pain burned in my shoulder. Everything would be okay, I told myself. Being a demon meant that my injury would heal itself soon. First, I needed to get to safety. Or so I thought. Huh? The bullet hole should have sealed itself by now. No matter how long I waited, the wound hadn't sealed, and I writhed on the gravel road in pain. Silver bullets kill demons too. Before I had any chance to get to safety, another rifle fired from behind me, and this time it was aimed for Harada. Ah! Harada dropped to his knees, clutching his chest as he moaned in agonizing pain. We both die. Before I knew it, he collapsed lifelessly to the floor, blood trickling from underneath his limp body. Huh? What happened to Harada? No! None of this could have been real. Surely that wasn't enough to kill Harada. I grabbed a fistful of dirt, crawling meekly across the ground over towards Harada. But... Oh, fuck. Sorry. Oh no, that was right. Okay. I thought I double-clicked it by accident. I heard the distant crack of a rifle fire from behind me. My entire body went numb. Soon I was enveloped by darkness. I'm sorry, Harada. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they both die. Aw, at least we died together. That's sad. Oh, all right. Well, those were all of our bad endings. So now we'll go in our gallery, and this will be the last part of Harada's route. I mean, we already kind of figured that would be, but let's go in our gallery. Do 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 gallery. That's what I'm like. Where am I going? All right. Let's see. We got a lot of stuff for him. Okay, so this sucks because. That one's got 2. That one's got... It's going to be hard. We're going to... I don't know. Is that like... She's like, what the fuck? He's like, listen to me, Sanan. That's a good one, too. Like, that you could end on. But I want one where he looks happier. That one's great. Aw, little baby Harada. Aw. Although this one is still like... My just by the tree, like, let me just unbutton my shirt for you. Like, what the fuck? I love it so much. Oh, I love it. Aw. That one I think only in 1, right? Yeah. And that one, oh. You can't, you know, just imagine yourself there in her position. Oh. And that one only in 1 too. He's so precious. Yeah, I mean, this scene was... Oh, this one does. Oh, this one has more because it's probably going to have... Yeah, it's going to have the hand. I think that was it, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't complain if that were like, oh, hi, hello. Not going to complain about that. This one's adorable. We could also just zoom in on this one and kind of pan her out so it's just the 2 of them. We could do that. Like... Her derp face just ruins it. I just want my boy. Although that one's okay, because, like, you know. Wait, that only has 1. Although this one's kind of adorable. Like, he looks sweet and precious, and it's okay if Ibuki's in there. Yeah. I don't know which ones have more than one. There's too many of his things. Oh, this one I know does. I mean, there's that. But I just feel like he's so angry there, and I just like his pretty... I want a happy face one. Like, we don't have a lot to choose... we don't have a lot to choose from when they're like... I mean, that one, his face is precious, but there's a baby in it, so fuck that shit. Let's see. I actually love the way he looks in this one, but like, I want to see if we can like... hold on. We can zoom in and then go this way. And there, look at that! She's almost out of it! Wait, can we zoom in more? There we go! Perfect! See? I mean, it's either that or, you know what, this one's actually cute. So we can just, we'll leave out this one's easier. But anyway, I just want Derp Face in it, ruining it. Like, her saucer eyes ruin it. And like, we just want to see our precious boy. That's all we need is just that beautiful like CG of just him alone. But they haven't seemed to give us, though. They didn't give us one in Eba. They don't give us one in his. And I don't remember. I think the other ones might have had their own. I don't know. But, you know, we just need that. But this is good enough. Because, like, look, it's a Buki. He's adorable. So that's fine. But, he doesn't have a derp face, so. Anyway, so that's it. That's Harada's route. So when we come back tomorrow, we will start Nagakura's route. So, yeah. So, yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.